The day I finished paying off the $7,500 mortgage, Mom sneered and said, so, it's finally done. Then she reached out her hand. Give me the keys, this house. Her next words shook me to my core. Hi, my name is Liam. I'm a 29-year-old account manager in New York. I'm telling this story because it taught me a valuable lesson. It's not about how hard you work. It's about who you trust and what you're willing to do when that trust is broken. The promotion letter was still warm in my hands when she walked in. Her high heels clacked on the tile like a metronome for bad news. Sophia, our CEO's daughter, leaned against my doorway, her smile as sharp as a blade. You're demoted, she said. Consider it a reality check. There was no preamble, no explanation, just that. I looked at the letter, then at her. On whose authority? She tilted her head, amused. You'll figure it out. I guess to understand you have to go back to my first week. 3 years earlier, I was the unnoticed guy in a corner cubicle. My manager barely knew I existed. It was our CEO, Victor, who noticed. He called me into his office after a presentation where I had been quietly fixing everyone else's mistakes in real time. You don't speak much, he said, but you work like someone who doesn't want to waste a second. From then on, he trusted me with accounts far bigger than my title deserved. We didn't always agree, but there was a foundation of respect. That was until Sophia came back from her European journey to find herself. The tensions began to rise almost immediately. She started showing up in my meetings not to contribute, but to ask questions she already knew, the answers too loudly so everyone could see she was involved. She'd slide into my desk chair when I was away, scroll through my files, leave my desk drawers slightly open like breadcrumbs. Clients I'd nurtured for years started getting calls from her casual check-ins that somehow turned into offers to move their contracts under her personal oversight. Still, I stayed quiet, watched, and waited. The promotion changed everything. It was official. Senior account director. My salary doubled. My influence tripled. The CEO himself handed me the letter. Sophia wasn't in the room. I should have known that was the problem. By the time she showed up in my office that morning, the paperwork was already filed. But titles I would learn mean nothing when your enemy sits at the dinner table with the man who signs your checks. I went to human resources. They smiled like it was all a joke. Sophia's just passionate. It's best to stay on her good side. I left their office without a word because in that moment, I understood something important. This wasn't a professional problem. This was a family game. And you don't beat family by following their rules. The plan started that afternoon. Step 1, move every single valuable piece of my work off the company servers. Contracts, performance reports, client histories copied, encrypted, and stored. Step 2, strengthen every client relationship with me personally. Lunches, late-night calls, free advice that wasn't billable, but solved their problems instantly. Step 3, find the vulnerabilities in Sophia's strategy. It didn't take long. She craved recognition more than she valued results. Within a month, she had neglected 2 major accounts. By the second month, one of them was openly shopping for a new agency. I made sure they knew exactly where to find me. 4 hours after Sophia's little power play, I had my exit ready. I submitted my letter of resignation to Victor directly. I was calm and professional with no hint of the storm underneath. He didn't even look up from his desk. I'm sorry to hear that. But Sophia looked up. She was leaning against the wall, watching, expecting me to beg. I didn't. I turned and walked out. By 3 p.m., the first call came. A client was angry. Their account manager, Sophia, hadn't answered in a week. Could I help? I told them I wasn't with the company anymore, but if they wanted, I could arrange something privately. By 5 p.m., I'd spoken to 6 clients. By 9 p.m., the missed calls started stacking up. 40, 50, 96 before I went to bed. The confrontation came 2 weeks later. I was in my new office, small, quiet, and mine, when Victor walked in unannounced. He didn't waste time. You took half our top accounts. I set down my pen. I didn't take them. They called me. Sophia says you poached them. She would. I slid a folder across the desk. Inside were every client email, every documented complaint about her, every proof of my clean exit with dates, times, and signatures. Victor flipped through it in silence, his jaw clenched. She told me you weren't ready for leadership, he said finally. She was right, I said. I was ready to build my own. Sophia never came to see me. I heard through mutual contacts that 2 of her remaining accounts dropped in the same week. She started showing up late then, not at all. 3 months after my exit, she was seeking different employment opportunities. Now my client roster is bigger than ever. The same people who watched Sophia humiliate me now watch her name vanish from industry circles. I don't hate her. I don't even think about her much. But every once in a while when my phone rings late at night and a new client says, "We heard you get things done," I remember that morning. If you love listening to deep, emotional, and shocking Reddit stories that make you think, cry, or sometimes even laugh, then this channel is just for you. Every story here is shared with the purpose of bringing real experiences and powerful lessons to life. Your support means the world to me, and it helps this channel grow so I can keep bringing you more stories every single day. So don't just watch and scroll away. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and become a part of our growing community where we share thoughts, lessons, and reactions together. And remember, your comments matter. Share your opinions, your own experiences, or the lessons you take from each story. Who knows, your comment might inspire someone else too. Subscribe now, stay connected, and let's dive into the world of unforgettable Reddit stories together.